Hello everyone! Today we're going to dive into the world of stained glass. We'll be focusing on a technique called the copper foil method, most popularly known as the Tiffany method. You'll learn how to make your very own small sun catcher using all the techniques you'll learn in this video. Let's take a look at what we'll need to get started.
For this project, you will need pre-cut glass, a glass grinder, copper foil, a dowel, thread snips, liquid flux, solder, a soldering iron. For your workstation, you'll need a workboard, printed pattern, a towel, flux cup and brush. For safety, you'll need heat-resistant gloves, safety goggles, and optionally, a face mask. Let's get started with our first step, grinding. Since you'll be receiving pre-hand-cut glass, we'll go through a two-step grinding process. First, let's quickly review what a grinder is. This tool has a motor that spins a diamond-coated bit. That bit sits above a bed of water, which cools the bit and glass as you grind. Its job is to shape, refine, and prep the glass edge so the pieces fit together perfectly and hold the copper foil securely. Our first step is the rough grind. One quick pass to remove the shine from the edges and create a frosted surface like you see here. Then, we'll move on to the grind to fit, a more detailed process of lightly grinding only where the gaps appear, ensuring your piece fits together beautifully. Now don't forget to wipe each piece clean between rounds and remove any water and residue left on the edges, just like so. Now that your pieces fit perfectly and the edges are frosted enough to hold copper foil, let's move on to foiling. This right here is 1/4 inch copper foil tape. It comes in various widths, but this size works best for beginners. The goal is to wrap each piece evenly and smoothly. And remember, the better you foil, the cleaner your solder lines will be. To begin, peel back about 1/2 inch of tape and take your piece of glass. You're going to center your piece of glass within the tape, making sure that there is the same amount of tape on either side. Slowly rotate your glass all the way around until you reach your starting point. When you reach your starting point, overlap the tape about 1/8 to 1/4 inch, and to cut off the excess, you'll use your thread snips. Next, we'll do a 4-step smoothing process. To start, step 1, smooth. Use your dowel to press down all of your outer edges where your copper foil tape is initially touching. Step 2, pinch. Pinch down the overhanging foil along both sides, right into the corners, but not on the corners, making sure you end up with nice sharp peaks. Step 3, roll. Use your dowel to gently roll the sharp foil corners down towards the center of the glass, flattening them out so your fingers don't have to. Step 4, smooth again. Lay the glass flat and use your dowel to push out any air bubbles on the surface. Flip over and repeat. Now you have a perfectly foiled piece of glass. Make sure to repeat the process until all glass is wrapped. Once completed, we can then move on to soldering. Put on your gloves, and using a very small amount of flux on your flux brush, you'll paint on a light layer over all of your copper seams. Remember, a little bit of flux goes a long way. We use flux to clean the surface and help solder flow smoothly. Now, using the flat tip of your iron, hover the solder stick about 1 inch above the foil. Let the solder melt and fall naturally, forming small connections. Once everything is tacked together, smooth out the seams with your iron, go back and add solder as needed until your lines are thick, round, and even. Once that looks great, go ahead, flip your project over, and repeat. Don't forget to flux the backside. Once everything is looking great on both sides, you'll finish by lightly coating the outer edges with a very light layer of solder, covering all of the copper completely. For final touches, we can add a hanger by laying our project backside up, add your hanger on a solder line, cover, and then we'll let it cool so we can wash our project. Once completely washed, go ahead and hang your project up in the light and admire.
And now you've just made your very own stained glass sun catcher. Great job, everybody! I hope you've enjoyed learning and applying real stained glass techniques. Now go hang up your project and let some light shine through it. Bye!